court is on the record in the City of Cognac versus Kathy case number 25 CRB 133. This case is set for an initial appearance hearing. This case was actually scheduled to be here earlier today on a civil matter.
My glasses got broken. I was trying to get
Okay, Miss Case, let me talk, okay, please?
I'm sorry.
Okay. At the time of her initial or her civil case, which neither her or the plaintiff's counsel appeared, the court was going to arraign her on this new criminal charge. So she came late, and so I'm going to arraign her at this time. This case, a criminal charge has been filed against you. Have you received a copy of the complaint?
Just now, yes.
Okay, I'm going to read you your rights, so please pay attention to the rights I'm about to read to you. You do have a right to be informed of and understand the nature and the elements of the charge filed against you. You also have a right to know the potential penalties that could be imposed. You are charged with one count of making false alarms. That is a first-degree misdemeanor. If convicted of this offense, you face a maximum 6 months in jail and a maximum fine of $1,000. You understand the maximum potential penalties you face if convicted of this offense. You have a right to remain silent and not to say anything during this hearing that might incriminate yourself. Any statement you make could be used against you. You also have a right to a trial to the court. And because you are charged with an offense that carries a possible jail sentence, you also have a right to a jury trial, provided that you timely file with the court a written demand for a jury trial. At trial, you have the right to confront and ask questions of any witnesses who would testify against you. You also have a right to use the court process to secure the attendance of any witness who you would want to testify on your behalf. At trial, you have the right to be proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt and a right not to testify. You also have a right to have an attorney represent you, and because you are charged with an offense that carries a possible jail sentence, you do have a right to court-appointed counsel and to have a lawyer assigned to represent you only if you cannot afford one. If you do qualify for court-appointed counsel, there is a $25 application fee and a $50 cost reimbursement assessment that apply. You also have a right to a continuance of this initial appearance hearing in order to retain the services of your own attorney at your own expense or to consult with your own attorney. If you are convicted of this charge or any related offense, you have a right to appeal the conviction or sentence. That must be done within 30 days of the conviction, and you would be entitled to a court-appointed attorney in the Court of Appeals if you receive a jail sentence and cannot afford a lawyer. If you plead not guilty to this charge today, I will set your case for further proceedings after today, and I will set a bond. A bond is set by the court to ensure your appearance at all future proceedings, as well as to protect public safety. And today you have the right to a reasonable bond. If you are not a citizen of the United States, you're hereby advised that conviction of the offense to which you could be pleading guilty or no contest may have the consequences of deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States, or denial of naturalization pursuant to the laws of the United States. Now, in this case, you have 3 plea options that are available to you. You can either plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest. If you plead guilty, that is a complete admission by you to the offense charged. If you plead guilty, the court will find you guilty, and then I will impose sentence. The second option is you can plead not guilty. If you plead not guilty, that is a denial by you to the offense charged. And as I said earlier,
I haven't seen this before, but it's fantastic. I hope it ends with him screaming at her. I don't know. I have no idea what happens.
If you plead not guilty, I will set your case for further proceedings after today, and I will set a bond.
How many?
Okay, I understand that. We'll get to that. The third option is you can plead no contest. If you plead no contest, that is not an admission of your guilt, but it is an admission by you of the truth of the facts alleged in the complaint filed against you. If you enter a plea of no contest, this court will find you guilty and I will impose sentence without any evidence being presented against you. However, the plea of no contest cannot be used against you in any later civil or criminal proceedings. In this case, did you understand all of the rights and plea options I've just
Think
explained?
so.
Okay. So with respect to this charge of
I've
making...
never done anything wrong in my life. I've never been a false claim.
Okay, I'm just gonna ask you, I gave you three options: guilty, not guilty,
Not guilty.
not guilty. Okay, the court will accept your not guilty plea. Now, you mentioned that you don't have any income or money.
I'm on disability, that's why I can't get my credit cards wrote off.
Okay, so
I've had cancer.
are you asking the court to consider appointing an attorney to represent you?
Yes, I don't have
Okay,
money.
how much do you receive in disability income?
I get $1,054 and that pays my bills. And then I work at McDonald's 10 to 12 hours a week to get gas money and grocery money.
Do you support anyone else
No.
financially? Okay. Okay, I do find you qualify. We'll go ahead and appoint the public defender's office to represent you in this case.
I belong and I'm scared for my life. Why can't I call the police? They're there when I call and they leave. As soon as
Okay,
they.
yeah, you're gonna talk to your attorney about that, okay? Because I've just appointed an attorney to represent you, okay? The law director has submitted a written bond recommendation asking
But
the
it's Darren
bond to set the
Patterson.
amount of $5,000 personal recognizance.
I'm not going anywhere. I can't go.
Yeah, no, ma'am, you're misunderstanding what's being requested, so let me finish. The allegations contained in the bond recommendation are that on May 8th, 2025, the defendant reported an alleged offense to law enforcement knowing that such offense did not occur.
What offense are they saying?
Yeah, you can talk to your lawyer about that, okay? I'm just advising you, at least this procedurally what's happening here. So Ms. Case, are you living at 13
Yes.
Burlington Heights?
Just
How long have you lived there?
3 years.
I'm sorry?
3 years.
Okay.
I paid up my bills today. I can't call the police when I have an issue.
Okay, I'm going to schedule this case for a pretrial conference. Are you currently receiving this mental health or substance abuse treatment from any agency?
Yes, I have a therapist that I talk to once a month, and my doctor gives me pills.
Okay. For mental health purposes?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to set bond in the amount of $5,000 personal recognizance. I will, you're not, okay, ma'am, listen to me. Let me finish and I'll explain myself. I will set this case for a pretrial conference in the near future. Now, Ms. Case, you're being released on your own recognizance. You don't have to pay anything today, okay?
Okay.
When you leave the courtroom, you're going to go to the clerk's window and they're going to give you a date and time for your next hearing. Now, if you fail to appear for that hearing,
I will be here.
okay, but if you fail to appear, if you're late, if you fail to appear at all, I will issue a warrant for your arrest, and then I could order you as a penalty to pay the city of Cognac $5,000. So it's a financial incentive for you to be here when you're supposed to be here. You understood?
Yes.
Okay, do you have any questions for me?
No.
Okay, so you're gonna go to the clerk's window and they're gonna give you a date and time and contact information for your attorney, okay? This matter is concluded, thank you.
That was fun. She kind of reminds me of Tonsil Twins, with that over the top, like big liar faker, and then just cry when you're busted. That's basically it. All right. on top of that, the only reason I'm doing this here is because I just Zach sent me an awesome subset Karen, and I did it over there. I didn't want to step on that stream, but they keep sending me more stuff. By the way, everyone's been so nice. Brecken offered to help me out. Leslie offered to help me out. You know, I'm on Flamingo Patrol, and people are treating me like I'm recovering from surgery or something. It's really sweet. Thanks a lot. But stick around because this is a nugget from what I've seen.
Good morning, Derek Allen.
So we have a problem. Who's this with you?
My wife.
You're charged with violations of probation. Who's Danielle Lawler?
My ex-fiance.
Okay. Hang on, slow down. So they left a note for me. I never like these notes. Smells of booze.
I like it.
Listen, they don't just come in and tell me that just to make up stories. If you want, I'll give you a PBT.
She does.
Listen to me. Listen to me. She does what?
She has been trying to keep me out of my
Did you
daughter's
hear what
life.
I said?
What's that?
Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
We're not going on this case if you're under the influence.
I'm sure I know.
Well, then let's get a PBT. We'll give it to you, and I'll see whether or not you're being truthful. Now, I want you to understand, while it's reprehensible to have somebody come to court that's intoxicated, there must not have been alcohol involved in this incident because you saw me finish.
I wasn't.
You're starting to shake your head already.
No, I'm listening.
Okay. While it's repulsive for somebody to come to court intoxicated, I didn't order you not to drink. This incident of this MDOP must have had nothing to do with alcohol, or I would have ordered it. So you don't need to get all uptight and start acting like I'm gonna lock you up. But I am not going on this case if you are at all intoxicated. Now, maybe a couple people just thought you smelled the booze and you weren't drinking. So you will be a lot better off if you're honest with me. And then we'll go on from there and I'll figure out how I'm going to handle this. You got it?
Yes.
Okay.
I do have.
Sir, we're not to that point. We're not talking about the case. All I want to know is were you drinking before you came to court today? Yes or no?
I drank last night.
Give him a PBT, and then you'll come back in front of me. I have a feeling it's going to reflect worse than that, but what do I know?
That's all I saw. But
Jacqueline Marie Ench, 25F256499 A and B.
It'll be good.
1.6.
It's a lot. Come on up here, Mr. Bakunovich.
I highly apologize.
Derek Allen Bakunovich, 242-642-916. Your name again?
Derek Allen.
Well, why would you lie to me?
I didn't mind you. I told you I drank last night. I didn't sleep.
If you drank, what time did you stop drinking?
I didn't get to sleep until
What time did you stop drinking?
about 10 o'clock.
All right, that was nearly 12 hours ago. Now, I just want to let you in on a secret. If you have an would you say 086? And that was 12 hours ago, you can add about another 1.18. So you're somewhere around 2.6 when you went to sleep. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, I drank with.
Shh. Looking to chastise you here. Ma'am, come on up here. Please.
Yeah, photo.
Your name?
Lauren Cummins,
I'm not gonna ask if he drove here. Do you have a valid license?
yes.
Do you drive?
Yes,
You still drive?
yes,
I'm gonna assume you drove him.
yes.
Alright. Now, this is problematic for me because I could lock him up right now, probably should. Under what authority? Nah, I don't really know if I have any, to be honest with you. I didn't order him not to consume alcohol. I'm not gonna make my own rules. But I have a concern here when I got
Contempt.
somebody who's legally intoxicated. Bring the victim in.
Okay.
Just let me finish here. Your name, ma'am? Ma'am, what's your name, please?
Danielle Lawler,
So I have concerns here. I can't go into it except to say that Mr. Makunovich has been drinking. He's still legally intoxicated as of this point. I'm going to set this for another hearing date. I'm not going to go on and deal with a case where somebody's intoxicated. But I'm really concerned. Ma'am, just relax. Just relax. I'm talking about you, Mrs. What's your name again?
McCutcheon,
What's your first name?
Lori,
So I hope no alcohol is a condition of your bond.
No.
No illegal drugs. No marijuana. I'm not going to even arraign you right now. I'm just telling you, I'm going to set this for a hearing, but I'm adding a bond condition. I suppose I could get you a lawyer, but I'm not locking you up, and I'm not going to set a cash bond. But no alcohol, no controlled substances, no marijuana. You're to continue to comply with all terms and conditions of probation.
Yes.
Now, I worry about this. Ma'am, you're going to drive home?
yes,
I have your word on that.
yes,
Because if I see him or I have a court officer tell me that he's driving out of the parking lot, I will call the police.
I
Stop, Mr. Makunovich, stop. Do you work today?
I took off work today.
Is that true, ma'am?
yes, he's not.
So you're not going out of the house, right?
I do all the driving.
Okay. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm rescheduling this. Now, Lisa, why don't you give me another date? I'll just make a note, defendant appeared intoxicated. Court added bond condition of no alcohol or controlled substances. And again, it's not my practice to order no alcohol if it doesn't have anything to do with this incident. But in this case now, you've shown up here, you're drunk. You can tell me all you want.
May 22nd at 11.
May 22nd at 11. No alcohol, no marijuana, no controlled substances. But this is a big alarm, I hope, for you, sir, because if you're showing up and you were drinking to the tune of a 2.6, the overwhelming majority of people would be vomiting long before that, okay? or at least very ill, so that's what I'll do. Ma'am, is that date good with you? Sure, May 26th, you said, Lisa?
May 22nd.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What day is that?
That's a week from tomorrow, so that would be next Thursday.
Yeah.
At 8:30, Lisa?
11.
Oh, at 11. Okay? I have your word, you're driving.
Yes. I see. I'm driving.
Okay. Do not go out and drive a motor vehicle, sir. Good luck. Thank you. Thanks, ma'am. Go down the hall. We're going to give you a notice, too, and we're going to give you a notice, sir. Abigail Gideon. Abigail Nicole Gideon. Let's do Horn first, Mr. Crawford. Nicholas J. Horn, 25T704225FY. Mr. Horn, your name.
Nicholas Horn, Your Honor.
Mr. Crawford.
Good morning, Your Honor. Mike Crawford, representing.
All right, so what are we doing on this one?
Your Honor.
He's got 2 counts, by the way.
2 counts, Your Honor.
He's got an attempt to renew, which is a 1-year, disorderly, a 90-day misdemeanor. So I filled out 2 of these. First of all, for purposes of arraignment, does he stand mute and waive formal reading?
Yes.
All right, so now what's he doing on these?
On these probation violations, Your Honor, he's going to plead guilty.
Okay, I'm gonna need Emily Tessino on this and on Caressa. Is that what you want to do, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
You plead guilty here, this would be a first technical violation, and you could get 5 days on this. Do you understand that?
I do, Your Honor.
Did you sign an advice of rights revocation and probation form here today?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and there will be no hearing or trial. Do you understand that?
I completely understand, Your Honor.
All right, as to count 1, the only count. Actually, he's got multiple counts.
Well, Your Honor, I was.
Hang on 1 second. He's got 7 counts. That's my mistake.
Yeah, Your
So
Honor.
he could get, let me see here. I mean, I'll,
Your Honor, he's on a rise out of one alleged drinking event, and he just tests every 15 minutes. So,
well, he's got April 24th, April 25th.
well, if you check the time, Your Honor, it goes like 11:45, and it becomes midnight.
I get it. So it would be considered at least 2 violations is what I'm saying though.
All right, well, thank you.
So he's going to plead guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand this would be 2 technical violations, correct? I can't hear you.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you could get 10 days. Do you understand that?
I do understand, Your
All
Honor.
right, it's to count 1 that you failed to refrain from consuming alcohol, testing positive on a sober link on April 24, 25. How do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Did you drink alcohol on that date?
I was exposed to alcohol, so yes, Your Honor.
What do you mean exposed?
Well, Your Honor, we're going to explain that. He's pleading guilty, he consumed alcohol, but there's an explanation. It's unique to his particular profession, so I look forward to trying to explain it to you.
Oh, I want to hear it. I'm ready.
Is he admitting that he consumed alcohol or not?
He is admitted, Your Honor. Isn't that true, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, to the charge you failed to refrain from consuming alcohol on April 24th to 25, how do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Did you drink alcohol on that day?
Yes, Your Honor.
What did you drink?
Aqua.
What in the world is aqua?
Aqua is a peppercorn cognac sauce that we serve at my job, sir. I was saucier, I was
Sir,
culinary.
exactly what you drink.
What do you do? What do you do for
Saucier my ass. Oh my God. This is good.
a living?
I'm chef. I work at Le Supreme downtown. It's a French cuisine restaurant.
Did you know that was alcohol when you consumed it?
It's supposed to be cooked out, but yes, I understood what it was. Yes, Your Honor.
Maybe you can't be a chef anymore.
Well,
Hang on. I need to hear more.
well, again, Your Honor, this particular day was his off day, but he was asked to come on in and asked him to cover the saucier duties in particular, which is trying various sauces before they go on the fancy meals.
And he's trying to tell me that he somehow consumed it
Well, he consumed it, he was going through the process of doing his job, but the alcohol should have been cooked out. So again, my client is taking responsibility.
Wait. What do you mean should have been cooked out? I gotta know more about this.
Well, you explain how this stuff is mixed together in the process.
When you cook with alcohol, it's supposed to get cooked out and you only get what's left after the alcohol is cooked out and the flavor and everything that binds the sauce together. This particular day, unfortunately, it was, I wasn't the one making the sauce, I'm just the one that tries the sauce prior to it hitting the plate. Therefore, the line cook that was working and making the sauce did not make it correctly, and when I tasted it, I immediately disposed of that sauce and I had the cook remake
You
it.
tasted it. When you, hang on a second.
But I tasted
Hang on a second. How did you taste it?
with a spoon.
How many spoonfuls did you have of this?
Well, it's,
Mr. Horn?
it was a consecutive times that.
Mr. Horn?
How many spoonfuls?
We're gonna just have a hearing on this.
Well, Your Honor, my client isn't denying consuming it, that's not in contention at all, which is explained.
There's no way in the world that he got to these levels. Let me double check. Did he tell you the cognac? Did you hear the cognac story?
He told me that it was from, he was whitening his teeth is what he.
Whitening his teeth. Well, now it's cognac from being a chef's story. I'm not really in the mood. I just got back with my first day back. I'm just not in the mood to hear this nonsensical garbage right now. So here's what I'm gonna do. First, he told you he whitened his teeth.
That's what he.
Oh, man. I mean, I don't mean to sound like I think I'm so smart. I just don't want to hear nonsense. I really don't. I'm not going to hear nonsense anymore. These guys, I'm telling you, I must look funny. I must look like I'm not very intelligent. I must look, again, like I can't add 7 and 3 without a calculator. I get tired of hearing this. Mr. Horn,
Yeah, sure.
you want to have a hearing? If you want to have a hearing, we're going to have a hearing. I'm going to hear your whole cognac story, and we're going to go from there.
I would rather not.
Mr. Horn. I don't understand. How old are you?
28.
Okay, well, I'm 66. And you'll learn a little bit in those 38 years that I got on you. You follow me? And look, I was able to do that without a calculator. Cognac. Couple of teaspoons of cognac, or just tasting it. You go get that cognac for me. We're gonna have a hearing. I want the bottle of cognac. And then you're gonna testify.
Would you like me to have house arrest, President?
Nah, I don't need house arrest. I can do this one on my own. I want the bottle of cognac. In fact, I don't want you to take the bottle of cognac, but you can certainly take a picture of its contents, its alcohol content. Now, why don't you go back and confer and see if he still wants a hearing? If he does, that's fine. But I'm not going to listen to this nonsense. I'm just not. It's like, and by the way, I'm going to swear him in if he's going to testify. Okay, and that's fine. If he wants to testify, he can. If he doesn't, it's, but I don't know why he'd tell her he's whitened his teeth. And then come in here and tell me he's testing some uncooked. I mean, these guys gotta drive themselves nuts going in, trying to research how they could put one over on the judge. Mr. Horn?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
I'm not trying to pull anything.
Mr.
over, Your
Horn,
Honor.
Mr. Horn. Did you tell her that you were waiting? No, I don't want to say nothing. I shouldn't ask that. We're going to have a hearing. You're going to go out and you're going to talk to him and you're going to see if he still wants to hear him. And if he does, that's fine. We'll have the hearing. Maybe he can get somebody from his work to take a picture of the ingredients in the cognac to see how much alcohol content in there. So then we can calculate how many guzzles he has to take of it to get to this level. I mean, this whitewash stuff I hear all the time.
Before Mr. Crawford takes him out there though, before I came in here, I just went to print his testing. And I just had a lab come back from May 5th. He tested positive for THC and he has been since he was sentenced, we kind of give him the 30 days. But this lab went up from his initial one. So I don't know if you want to address.
We're gonna have to do a show cause on that.
Okay.
You can go out and talk to him.
Do you want me to do?
No, I don't want you to do anything right now. I want Mr. Crawford to go and talk to this young man. And then again, if he wants a hearing, I don't have a problem. If he wants me, if he needs more time to go take a picture of the cognac bottle, it's fine. But I don't know, we go from teeth whitening to testing uncooked cognac. Mr. Horn,
Yes, Your Honor.
this is not a bar, this is a court. And I expect people, when I address them, to be honest with me. If they don't want to say anything and they don't want to testify, that's entirely up to them. But when I ask a question, I expect them to be honest with me.
Understood, Your Honor.
Good. We'll talk to him. Yeah, I have no problem if he wants to hear it. But we're going to go on to Mr. Caressi first. People against Nicholas J. Horn, 255T704225FY. All right, Mr. Crawford, your appearance? Your name?
Nicholas Horn.
Emily Casino.
What's he doing?
My client's gonna plead guilty, Your Honor. It's not going to trial.
He's going to admit that he was drinking and not this nonsense about uncooked cognac. Is that true or false?
True.
Is that what you're going to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you plead guilty here, you have two technical violations. You could get 10 days. Do you understand that?
I do, Your Honor.
Did you sign, read, and understand the advice of rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
You plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and there will be no hearing or trial. Do you understand that?
I do, Your Honor.
Is the how much of consuming alcohol testing positive on a sober link on April 24 of 25? How do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Did you drink alcohol knowingly before that?
Yes, Your
What kind of alcohol?
It was cognac, Your Honor.
But it was not in the course of your work as a chef?
No.
Where were you drinking at?
After work.
Count two, that you failed to refrain from consuming alcohol on April 24th of 25, testing positive on a sober link at 11:39 p.m. How do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Did you still test positive at that time?
Yes.
Count three, that you failed to refrain from consuming alcohol, positive on a sober link on April 25 at 11:55 p.m. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Count four, that you failed to refrain from consuming alcohol, testing positive April 25th at 12:11 a.m. How do you plead?
Guilty.
April 25th at 12:26 a.m. to the charge of failed to refrain, testing positive on a sober link that day.
Guilty, Your Honor.
Count six, failure to refrain from consuming alcohol, testing positive on a sober link on that day, April 25th. How do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Count 7, failure to refrain from consuming alcohol, April 25th, 12:58, positive results for SoberLink. How do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Anybody forced you to plead guilty? And this was all as a result of drinking the cognac after, when you were out with somebody?
Yes.
Did you go to a bar?
No.
Did you go to their house?
No, I was by myself. I was not with anyone.
Where at?
I just left work. I took a little bit of the cognac that we do use
I
and
know, where were you drinking it?
outside in the alley, just waiting on my ride to pick me up from work.
I'm gonna just count this as one technical violation since all these emanated from,
Thank you, Your Honor.
who's this?
My mother,
You know what you're doing to your mother?
I do, Your Honor.
I don't know if you do.
I do. I'm not happy about it, but I'm not pleased with my actions.
Well, why would you come in and listen? Did you hear anything I said before? How long you been sitting in the courtroom here today?
4 hours.
Did you hear anything about what I was talking about? I mean, this goes directly to somebody's character as far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
You come here and lie to me to my face like I'm stupid. I hate that.
I apologize, Your Honor. It was not my intention.
Well, it might. I didn't say you wanted to make me feel stupid, but you lied to me in open court. And there's nothing more, I don't know.
No, I understand that. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Go ahead.
How's he doing with everything else?
I mean, he hasn't been on probation very long.
I know, not even 2 months.
Our appointment was supposed to be yesterday and I told him just to appear today. But as it stands right now, I don't have proof of his outpatient treatment. I don't know if he brought his 12-step sheet with him today. And then his court work program days are scheduled.
Well, Your Honor, my client, we have a report that he has registered at the Guidance Center. She start tomorrow at 9 a.m. He'll provide whatever documentation necessary to probation.
If I may, Your Honor, I have took it upon myself the initiative to enroll myself into intensive outpatient.
That's what's up.
Okay.
How often is he testing again right
So
now?
he turned
Did we
the
get a
silver
token?
link in May 1st and then he's testing bi-weekly for 4 months.
Head took it upon, yeah, well, okay. Conjugation cam.
Don't lie to me again.
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
I would just like to thank you for the mercy of the court, Your Honor.
How do you know I'm gonna be merciful? I wouldn't count on it.
I'd like to thank you for being merciful.
I don't like people lying. I'll tell you what, here's what I'll do. $100 costs. You're gonna serve 1 day on the court work program. You're gonna pay $35 for that. You're gonna serve 4 hours of community service, which is to be done by July the 1st. You're to be on a SoberLink device by the end of the day until July 15th. You're also to test weekly until July 15th. Then if you're clean, I'll make it bi-weekly. You have 21 days to appeal, 14 days to apply for a court-appointed lawyer. You made this worse by lying to me. I'm telling you. You're going back on the SoberLink. You cannot do this. If you're hanging out in an alley at whatever hours at night waiting for somebody, and now you're concocting stories about teeth whitener and cognac cooking oil, cooking. If that's how you had the cognac, that's what I'm doing. Can you pay the $135 today?
I get paid Friday, Your Honor.
I'll just say paid by May the 21st.
You have
So
to pay for the silver link too. You need a little bit.
I'll give them till May 28th to pay the costs. And you can go over and get the SoberLink. It troubles me that right after that, you're out there doing it. No more. Good luck. People against Pryor, Khalil.
Well, that was just pure fun. 2 bangers in a row from Zach. And the one from Alyssa was also fun. The Crying Karen. All right, give me some thumbnail ideas here. Crying Karen and cooking with cognac. No, I need something better. I need something better. All right. I'm exhausted. It was a travel day. I already had good flamingo time, and I think I'm going to hit the hay. Thank y'all for coming out. I will see you all.